Recording again. And there we go. Oh, wait, I lost you there for a sec. Okay, back to the meeting. So, well, I guess we're going to try to share what we can on the screen. However, everyone did receive the packet of information. There was some new information received that will be shared on my screen as well. And Tony, or Chairman Frank Galangia, do you want me to read the intro to the meeting?
Yeah, that'll be good. I don't have any video. I don't know why, but.
Can the rest of you see the video?
We see you.
Okay,
Tony's talking. We can't, our cameras aren't coming on. None of us.
oh, you've tried, let's see.
Our cameras are on my side and says it's good, but not to your.
My settings say always show video. I have nothing that shows I'm blocking the video.
It really doesn't matter, Maureen. We're
Okay.
still here and we can see you. So
Okay, well,
I can't see you, but I can try to do it from a browser.
personally, I find the browser usually works better, but again, I don't want to delay if you're fine.
Let's see if okay. Oh, I can see everybody now.
Oh, good. Okay. So I'll start with the introduction to the meeting if you want to call the meeting to order, Tony.
Yeah, 1 second. I think I'm gonna mute.
I'm not sure if you're talking, but we're not hearing you if you are.
Okay, I'm gonna turn the volume down on my microphone. I actually have you on my cell phone. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, we'll just call the meeting to order for October 19th. This is a special meeting for the Berlin Zoning Board of Appeals for October 19th, 2021. I guess we have 4 people present on the commission.
Yeah, I'll read the rest of it if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead. I still having trouble with this thing.
As announced at the regular meeting of September 28th, 2021, this item is continued from that meeting. As indicated on the agenda for this meeting, this is a remote access by Zoom video and telephone conference. Meeting access was provided and posted on the town website for commission members, applicants, and other interested persons to participate. For those listening, please mute your device or phone if you are able to, so that we don't get background noise. And when it's time for individuals to speak, we ask you to unmute and identify yourself each time you speak. If a number of people are trying to speak at once, please be patient and the chairman will recognize speakers. That's one of the very important reminders. The second is being careful not to speak over someone else, because then the volume is cut off for the record. Right now, I'm going to call the roll. We have Chairman Frank Galangia.
Here.
You just figure out how to note this. Lenny Tubbs,
Here.
Corey Whiteside asked to be excused. Ryan Zellick, I also believe we was going to try to attend, but I don't see him on. Brian, if you're there, please acknowledge. I'm noting him as excused. Alternate Hunter Mathena
Present.
and alternate Christine Mazzata.
Present.
And for the record, Chairman Frank Leangia, I believe you have to seat the alternates in order to obtain the quorum of 4.
Exactly. We would seat Hunter Mathena and Christine Mazzata.
Okay.
You all acknowledge?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hunter? Hunter, you acknowledge as well, right?
You're muted if you're trying to talk.
Hunter? Hunter, can you hear me?
I've been dealing with these type of problems all day. You're making me feel better over
Sorry,
here.
no, I couldn't hit mute fast enough. I can hear you.
Okay. You're going to be seated as an alternate as well. I just want to make sure that you acknowledge that. Hunter?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
Maureen, can you go ahead and read the,
I'm sorry.
can you go ahead? Well, we've got everybody here. I'm going to go ahead and just read the new business, the request, the application.
Okay.
Okay, this is ZBA 2021-20, 979 Farmington Avenue, map 9-2, block 76, lot 65. Peter D.L. Kern of Kern Realty LLC is requesting a variance of 4 feet for a freestanding sign, 6 feet from the street, or 10 feet is required in the CCD2 zone per Berlin zoning regulation 9A3C. Speaking for the application, I assume that Councilor Sullivan, you're going to be speaking for this application?
I am. Thank you.
Can I just ask, can somebody confirm if you're seeing the agenda on your screen?
I am.
Yes,
I got it.
yes.
Okay, thank you. Just wanted to make sure. I think you can go ahead, Tim.
Okay. Good evening. And thank you all for having a special meeting tonight. We didn't have a quorum at the last meeting, and my client, Peter D.L. Kern and Kern Realty, are under a time constraint because they are participating in the facade program and have to complete certain improvements, all of the improvements under the facade program by a date that's fast approaching. So with that said, Attorney Timothy Sullivan on behalf of the applicant, Peter D.L. Kern and Kern Realty LLC. Peter Kern is in attendance tonight virtually. He is the member of Kern Realty LLC. Peter, can you acknowledge your presence, please?
Yes, Peter Kern from Berlin, Connecticut. I'm here.
Thank you. The applicant being Kern Realty LLC, the property owner. Mr. Kern is a lifelong resident of Berlin, having attended the Berlin school system and continues to live in town where he is raising his family and operating a mortgage company, the mortgage company at 979 Farmington Avenue, which is the subject of this variance application. Mr. Kern's building is 13.35 feet from the property line on a lot that is 0.42 acres and is located in the CCD2 zone, which requires a minimum lot size of 2 acres. It is a non-conforming lot. It's too small. The building was constructed in 2002, and the subsequent rezoning of the property created the nonconformity. The intention of the Planning and Zoning Commission in creating the CCD2 zone was to promote consolidation of small parcels into larger redeveloped lots. However, pre-existing lots became non-conforming lots. Additionally, the setback requirements of the larger 2-acre lots in the CCD2 zone were now imposed on the smaller pre-existing non-conforming lots. This hardship or exceptional difficulty in erecting a sign on Mr. Kern's lot is apparent when the area and bulk requirements of the CCD2 zone are compared to the sign requirements of the CCD2 zone. For instance, Berlin zoning regulation 6J, the use and bulk table, allows a building to be situated 5 feet from the property line. That's the minimum front yard requirement. However, the Berlin zoning regulation 9C3 prohibits a sign unless at least 10 feet from the property line. It is this contradiction within the zoning regulations that's creating this unusual hardship for Mr. Kern. Mr. Kern's variance request is pretty straightforward. He has like I said, the regulation requires it to be 10 feet from the property line. Mr. Kern's building is 13 feet 4 inches from the property line. So he could put up a sign right now that's 3 feet 4 inches. However, that's just too small, much too small to put any type of identification. So he is requesting that he be able to erect his sign, which is 6.8 inches wide. That would be one foot from the building. And then the sign itself with the poles would be 5 feet 8 inches. So the total distance the sign would be from the building to the outside edge of the pole holding the sign would be 6 feet 8 inches. And if you subtract the 3 feet 4 inch distance that he's allowed, he's looking for a 3 foot 4 inch variance. In further support of the variance application, I have submitted pictures and property cards of signs along Farmington Avenue of properties that are also in the CCD2 zone with freestanding signs that would be similar to Mr. Kern's. The purpose is simply to demonstrate that Mr. Kern's proposal is characteristic of the neighborhood. The pictures that I submitted yesterday, when I became aware late last week of this virtual, I was going to bring these pictures with me to the meeting, but the meeting became entirely virtual late last week. So I submitted those pictures so that they could be put on the screen with the property cards. 925 Farmington Avenue, which is the CML building. 947 Farmington Avenue, which is Heritage Plaza, and 1067 Farmington Avenue, which is Matus Family Dentistry, my dentist, on the same side as Mr. Kern's building. Mr. Kern being at 979 is just to the east of Heritage Plaza. We also have 848 Farmington Avenue, which is the Newport Center, 928 Farmington Avenue, which is Brookside Plaza, Ron's Auto, 954 Farmington Avenue, which is Target Computers, 958 Farmington Avenue, which is the Avenue Restaurant, and 1128 Farmington Avenue, which is Smoke 11. I don't know if it's possible for Maureen to actually put those pictures up on the screen.
If you give me 1 second, I'm trying to get them up. So hold on 1 second.
It's just to add a little flavor to that. This is within the characteristic of the neighborhood. Mr. Kern's sign would not be an anomaly. It would be very consistent with the neighborhood. While Maureen is continuing to try to put those signs up. There we go. Well, actually, might as well stay at that sign right now because I'm going to come back to that. That's Mr. Kern's building, and the purpose of that picture is to show you how far out Mr. Kern's sign will go. It'll be approximately 5 feet off the ground, And it'll extend out right to the edge of where that hand is right now. These larger plantings, bushes that are on either side of Mr. Kern's building, Mr. Kern's proposed sign would be taken out, and there would be smaller landscaping underneath the sign, next to the building. And there's a couple other, and the purpose of that is to show you that the sign will not impede the sight line as people enter and exit the building. There is another sign. There's one more picture of, I acknowledge it's very rudimentary, but it's just to show you that somebody coming out of his parking lot. The picture was taken from the driveway of his parking lot. So someone exiting the driveway will have clear visual sight lines to the west. To the east, it's not a problem because there are no signs on the east side of the property. But that's, as you get to the street, that's what you see. The sign is well off the sight line. There are other pictures of just the signs that we talked about. You can see this Mr. Ciamella's sign. You could rotate. That's Mr. Ciamella's sign. It'd be very, very similar to I say Mr. Ciamella, the Ciamella building sign. And there are other signs as well. We can scroll through those very quickly. It's just to give you a flavor of the neighborhood. All these signs are like right up against the property line. That's the Heritage Plaza. That's just the Heritage Plaza where you saw the sign. That's the different stores that are located within Heritage Plaza. That's the assessor card showing the different stores. There's the Matus Family Dentistry sign, very similar to the Mr. Kern sign. That's the property card for Matus Family Dentistry. There's a Newport Center sign. Once again, it's like within, all these signs are within 10 feet of the property line.
Mhm.
Just to clarify, this sign is not, this sign is 10 feet back, or at least, I haven't, but I am aware of its permit.
And there's Ron's Auto Repair, Brookside Plaza.
Clearly, within the setback.
And I believe we're going to jump to there's the Target Computer. And then just to the left of that is the Avenue Restaurant, which will be the next picture, I believe.
At the Avenue. We can't
Yes.
go.
And I believe the next and final sign will be the Smoke 11 sign.
Mhm.
Mr. Kern is preparing to invest more than $36,000. There's his proposed sign. And you can see it's 60 inches wide, the sign, which is 5 feet. And then when you take the 4-inch poles on either side, it becomes, 5 feet, 8 inches from outside of the pole to inside of the outside pole. And then he proposes to put that 1 foot from the building. So that would be 6 feet, 8 inches, requiring a 3-foot, 4-inch variance. When it would not impede this next slide is just the particulars of the facade improvement program that he's participating in. Excuse me. Mr. Kern is preparing to invest more than $36,000 in facade improvements to the building, a key component of which is a new sign. Mr. Kern was approved for $5,780.12 by the Berlin Economic Development Commission as part of their facade grant program. The granting of the variance allowing Mr. Kern to erect the sign, as I stated, will not impede the sight lines as vehicles exit his driveway. The board is aware of issues with signs in the CCD1 and CCD2 zones. In June of this year, a variance application was granted for 211 New Britain Road, Town Place condominium, Robert Becker. The facade improvements, as indicated by the EDC grant, are consistent with the town's efforts to improve the cachet of Farmington Avenue. At this time, we're prepared to entertain any questions that the board may have. We're aware that this vote tonight is going to require a unanimous decision because we need 4 votes for a variance. And we're right at the minimum tonight with only 4 members in attendance. So we would appreciate any questions that the board may have. And Mr. Kern is here to address any questions as well. Thank you.
Thank you, very nice. I appreciate the presentation. It was very, very complete. The only question I had is, I'm assuming that the existing sign that's parallel to the street is going to be removed.
Yes, that is correct. I apologize for not mentioning that.
Okay, I just wanted to double check that. I mean, doesn't make any, they have a sign standing in front of the other one. Okay. No, I don't have any other questions. I think that was an excellent presentation.
Tony, this is Lenny Tubbs. I also have no other questions. I think the presentation spoke for itself.
It was a great job. Christine or Hector? If you're muted, you can unmute, and if you have any comments, be happy to entertain them at this point.
Oh, all set, thank you.
Yeah, I don't have any questions or comments. I'm comfortable and clear.
Great.
If I could, Mr. Chairman, just momentarily, this is Chris Edge, Economic Development Director. Been working with Mr. Kern for some time on this property project, and really would love your support on this. The nice thing too is, again, he's going to be doing a number of things, including landscaping and more to make the building pop. And just appreciate your support tonight. I know Economic Development Commission voted unanimously to support what he's doing, and it is part of the facade program. And I think this will help to continue the work we're doing on Farmington Avenue. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Are there any other comments in favor of the application? Any comments in opposition to the application? If not, staff comments?
No, I think everything was laid out pretty clearly in the presentation and the staff comments. I would like to note that, because it is something you've always had in your record, is that a number of years ago in 2005-1132, there was a proposal for this same property to have the sign located in closer to the property line than allowed, and by Mr. Cialfi, I believe is how you pronounce his name. And it ultimately, there was some discussion. It was very short minutes, discussion with regard to sight lines, and ultimately the application was withdrawn. I did not find that it reappeared before the commission or had any further comments.
And just in response.
Exactly. I was concerned about that, but I don't think that that application was withdrawn and it never got resurrected. And there was a different situation at that time. We had different members on the board, different feelings with regards to what they were going to do with downtown Berlin. I don't think we're going to make downtown Berlin look like downtown Greenwich. So,
Tony, this is Vice Chairman Tubbs. I'm ready to
Yes.
entertain a motion to, if we have nothing else, to accept the variance as read and as presented by Attorney Sullivan.
Thanks,
I
Lenny.
second.
For clarification, you need to close the public hearing first, and then you have to vote on the application. So
Do I have a motion to close the hearing on this application?
So moved. Chairman Tubbs.
Okay. Have a second?
Yeah.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Can you take a vote?
Hunter, aye.
Aye.
Aye, Chairman Tubbs.
Aye. Okay. So the hearing is closed on the application, and now we're going to go into old business. Application ZBA 2021-20, 979 Farmington Avenue, map 9-2, block 76, lot 65. Peter D.L. Kern Realty LLC is requesting a variance of 4 feet for a freestanding sign, 6 feet from the street line when 10 feet is required in the CCD2 zone for Berlin zoning regulation 9A3C. Do I have a motion, Lenny, to approve this application?
Yeah, I'd like to make the motion that we proceed and approve the variance per Attorney Sullivan's presentation.
I have a second. We have a motion made. Anybody second?
I will second. Hunter Mathena.
Okay, we have a motion made and seconded. Any discussion?
I have none.
Hunter, Christine, no discussion? Any other questions?
All set. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm having a problem getting to that mute on and off.
No problem. Okay, we have a motion made and seconded. Any discussion? None. All in favor?
Yeah,
Maureen,
roll
can you
call,
take a roll
Tony.
call?
So,
Hunter,
um,
aye. Hunter Mathena.
Aye, Lenny Tubbs.
Aye, Christine Mazzata.
Aye, Tony Franklin. And that variance is approved.
Thank you very much. We appreciate the consideration tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you for putting up with this crazy Zoom.
Been a crazy
Maureen,
18
you have-
months.
Well, yeah, it's been a long time, but do you have any other issues, Maureen?
no, we can't have any other business because it was a special meeting, so only the items listed on the agenda can be discussed.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second, Christine Mazzata.
Thank you. We have a motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, Christine, aye.
Aye,
Okay,
Hunter.
great. Okay, terrific.
For the record, I'll just state it's 7:31 and I'm going to close the meeting or end the meeting for all. Thank
Thank
you
you.
all for joining. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you,
you.
everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Take care.